In a world racing toward the future, one machine doesn't just keep up, it rewrites the rules. This isn't a car. It's a vision sculpted in electricity, a masterpiece born where innovation meets emotion. This is the Renault Trezor. In a world where innovation sprints ahead of imagination, one machine dares to set its own pace, faster, bolder, and purer than anything before it. A car that doesn't simply represent the future, but redefines it with a single, breathtaking silhouette. This is not a design study, not a prototype on wheels, and not a predictable glimpse into tomorrow. This is the embodiment of ambition sculpted into motion. This is the Renault Trezor, a masterpiece that doesn't merely challenge conventions, it dissolves them with elegance, electricity, and emotion. When the Trezor appears, it doesn't roll into view. It glides like a vision emerging from a dream, blurring the line between art and engineering, and reminding the world that the future belongs to those who dare to imagine beyond limitation. The Renault Trezor begins its story with power, a kind of power that hums beneath the surface, silent yet unstoppable. Its heart is forged from the world of Formula E, where every fraction of a second defines winners, and every kilowatt is tuned for precision, aggression, and efficiency. The Trezor's electric motor is not simply technology borrowed from the racetrack, it is a distilled essence of competition, engineered to deliver torque with the immediacy of lightning and acceleration that feels like being pulled through space rather than pushed across asphalt. Press the accelerator and the world blurs. The silence of electric propulsion only intensifies the sensation of raw, instant speed. There is no lag, no hesitation, no mechanical lag between intention and response. The Trezor becomes an extension of thought, reacting faster than reflexes, moving with an organic fluidity that feels alive beneath the driver's fingertips. This performance is amplified by the car's feather, light structure. A carbon fiber chassis wraps the Trezor in strength without burden. Every gram is intentional, every surface engineered for purpose. Its low center of gravity keeps it grounded, glued to the road with unwavering stability, even as its powertrain urges it toward astonishing velocity. The suspension adapts like a living organism, reading the surface, predicting the next move, ensuring that every corner, every curve, every stretch of open road is met with precision that feels almost supernatural. For drivers, the experience is not just thrilling, it is transformative. They do not feel like they are commanding a machine, they feel like they are piloting a vision forged from electricity and air. But before the Trezor ever moves, its design arrests the senses. It is a sculpture carved from motion itself. Every line, every curve, every shadow that dances across its body tells a story of aerodynamics blended with sensuality. The Trezor doesn't look like it was drawn by engineers, it looks like it was shaped by the wind. The body flows in one continuous gesture from nose to tail, a streamlined form designed to slip effortlessly through air. Its proportions are long, low, and commanding, a grand tour for an era that values silence over noise and emotion over aggression. The gleaming silver surface gives it a liquid, metal presence, reflecting light in waves that make the car appear almost alive, shifting and breathing along its length. But the true moment of enchantment happens when the canopy rises. Instead of doors, the entire top shell, roof, windscreen, and windows lifts as a single piece, revealing a cockpit that resembles a futuristic lounge sculpted from light and craftsmanship. Entering the Trezor feels ceremonial, like stepping into the next chapter of automotive evolution. As the canopy lifts, red accents glow beneath the body, illuminating the ground like a heartbeat pulsing through a masterpiece. These details are not merely aesthetic, they are symbols, reminders that the Trezor is not designed to be ordinary. It is designed to evoke emotion before it even moves. Its aerodynamic artistry runs deeper than beauty. Air flows along its body like a river guided by invisible channels. Every crease enhances efficiency, every surface reduces drag. The front air intakes breathe life into the cooling systems, while the rear features honeycomb patterns that shift in shape, creating dynamic ventilation and reducing turbulence. The Trezor doesn't fight the wind, it collaborates with it. Even the signature hexagonal textures serve functional roles, cooling the battery and ensuring the car remains thermally balanced under extreme performance conditions. Aerodynamics becomes more than science, it becomes choreography. Step inside, and the Trezor transforms from a futuristic sculpture into a sanctuary. Its interior is an experience of calm, luxury, and intimacy, crafted with a philosophy that merges nature with innovation. The first touch reveals materials chosen with purpose-rich red leather that wraps around the seats like a warm embrace, genuine wood accents crafted from sustainable sources, and minimalist lines that create space rather than occupy it. The cockpit doesn't overwhelm, it welcomes. It invites the driver and passenger into a world where simplicity becomes elegance and technology becomes invisible until needed. The seats fit like tailored garments, supporting the body with precision while maintaining an atmosphere of effortless comfort. The lighting inside is soft, warm, and adaptive, creating an emotional tone rather than a functional brightness. The Trezor understands mood. It recognizes that luxury is not defined by excess but by intention, by the harmony of material, light, and silence. The steering wheel is a centerpiece all its own, a rectangular, Formula E-inspired control unit that transforms depending on driving mode. When the Trezor shifts into autonomous mode, the wheel expands, screens widen, and the cockpit becomes a lounge where the journey takes precedence over the drive. When manual mode is selected, the wheel tightens, the displays focus, and the car engages the driver with heightened responsiveness. Technology within the Trezor is not a collection of gadgets. It is the architecture of the experience itself. Every component, from the powertrain to the interface, operates with intelligence that predicts rather than reacts. The digital dashboard stretches like a panoramic canvas, displaying information with clarity and elegance. Touch surfaces replace cluttered controls, allowing navigation, connectivity, and customization to flow seamlessly. The car integrates with cloud services, adapting to weather conditions, road patterns, and personal driving habits. It is a learning machine, one that evolves with each journey. Autonomous driving modes extend the Trezor's identity beyond performance. The car becomes a partner, capable of taking control on highways, adjusting speed, maintaining distance, and analyzing hazards before the driver even notices them. This is not autonomy for convenience, it is autonomy designed to elevate safety and transform long drives into serene experiences. The Trezor becomes a cocoon of intelligence, insulating passengers from stress while offering a glimpse into a world where vehicles think with the intuition of their owners. Connectivity bridges the car and its environment, integrating smartphones, digital ecosystems, and real-time data. The Trezor knows the driver's preferences, lighting, music, seat position, climate, and adjusts automatically. It doesn't just adapt, it anticipates. And yet, beyond all the performance, design, luxury, and innovation, the Trezor holds something deeper: exclusivity and legacy. It carries the weight of Renault's history, the creativity of past concept cars, the boldness of future vision, the daring spirit of motorsport, and the artistry of French design heritage. The Trezor is not meant for mass ownership. It is a statement, a symbol, a guiding light for a new generation of electrified vehicles. Its exclusivity lies not just in rarity but in meaning. It is a car designed to inspire, to challenge conventions, to set the tone for a brand transitioning into an era where electricity is not a compromise, it is an evolution. The Trezor embodies a lineage that stretches back decades, yet its message is unmistakably modern. Beauty and innovation must coexist, and emotion is essential in the future of mobility. Those who experience the Trezor feel its legacy, not as a nostalgic echo, but as a promise of what comes next. It stands as a reminder that the future is not sterile or mechanical, it is expressive, emotional, and deeply human. The Trezor is not a car meant merely to be driven. It is a car meant to be felt, witnessed, remembered. Its presence lingers long after the drive ends, echoing the truth that greatness is not defined by what a machine does, but by how it makes you feel. The Renault Trezor exists in a world where imagination is not merely encouraged, it is required. A world where engineering is driven not only by necessity, but by passion, by creativity, by a relentless desire to craft something that goes beyond metal and mathematics. The Trezor takes its place in that world not as a participant, but as a leader, a beacon that illuminates the path forward and challenges every other automaker to rethink what a car can be. The moment its carbon fiber shell glows under soft light, people understand that this machine isn't about transportation, it is about transcendence. When the Trezor begins to move, the road does not define its journey, the driver's imagination does. You feel the surge of electric power push effortlessly through the chassis, like energy traveling through a living circuit. The acceleration isn't violent, it is graceful, a smooth burst of force that seems almost impossible in its purity. There is no engine growl, no mechanical vibration, only the rising hum of electricity and the whisper of air moving around the sculpted body. This silent aggression creates a unique sensation, a kind of sensory paradox where speed feels both exhilarating and calming at once. The world outside blurs as the Trezor glides forward, and the driver experiences a kind of unity with the machine that conventional engines can never replicate. Every movement is precise. Every turn is poetry. The steering communicates the road with tactile confidence, allowing the driver to carve through corners with intuitive control. The low stance and wide track give the Trezor the stability of a grand tourer and the playfulness of a race machine. It flows from bend to bend with a rhythm that feels almost choreographed. A dance between traction and velocity, between the driver's touch and the car's instinctive understanding of physics. The braking system responds instantly, regenerating energy while providing a sense of security that grounds the entire experience. In the Trezor, performance becomes emotional expression. Yet power is only the beginning of its philosophy. The design is where the Trezor establishes its identity, where its intentions become visible in every detail. The body stretches like a drawn bow, focused, purposeful, and ready to unleash brilliance. The front end is smooth and sculpted, adorned with the iconic C-shaped lighting signature that signals Renault's modern identity. The hood slopes downward in a single elegant arc, guiding the eye across the long silhouette and toward the dramatic rear that tapers into aerodynamic symmetry. The hexagonal textures that lace the rear section shift subtly depending on airflow and temperature, giving the impression that the car breathes. Light reflects through these geometric patterns, creating illusions of shifting depth that mesmerize anyone who pauses long enough to observe. The wheels, massive, intricate, and aerodynamically enhanced, rotate like futuristic turbines, channeling air along optimized pathways that reduce turbulence and add stability. Even the red signature line that pulses along the lower body gives the impression that the Trezor contains a heartbeat, a living pulse of energy under its skin. Aerodynamics in the Trezor is not a matter of efficiency alone. It is a form of artistic expression. The entire body is a lesson in fluidity, a demonstration of how form and function can merge into something that transcends both. Air doesn't simply pass over the Trezor, it collaborates with it. The front intakes guide air into cooling channels that feed the motor and batteries. The smooth sides eliminate unnecessary drag, while the roofline curves downward in a manner that ensures airflow remains uninterrupted. The canopy, despite being bold and dramatic, is designed with feather-light precision, ensuring stability even at high speeds. Nothing is accidental. Everything is intentional. Inside, the world shifts again. Where the exterior speaks the language of speed and futurism, the interior whispers the language of peace, luxury, and thoughtful human-centered design. The red and black color scheme creates a sense of warmth and intimacy, as though you've stepped into a private lounge constructed for reflection and immersion. The wooden dashboard, crafted from French origin materials, brings an organic contrast to the otherwise high-tech environment. It is a reminder that even in the most advanced future, there is beauty in nature and simplicity. The infotainment system stretches across the cockpit like a digital horizon. Its interface responds not with cold mechanical accuracy, but with intuitive elegance. Touch points are smooth and responsive. Gestures flow naturally. The entire user experience feels alive, as if the car understands not just commands but intentions. Subtle animations breathe life into the screens, providing information with clarity and artistry. Music resonates through the cabin with immersive acoustic engineering, turning every journey into a cinematic moment. The seats of the Trezor cradle the body with precision. Their ergonomic design allows the driver to settle in comfortably while maintaining a sense of alertness and engagement. The upholstery feels soft yet supportive, wrapping around passengers with a balance of luxury and athleticism. As the canopy closes, outside noise fades away. The world dims, time slows. The Trezor becomes its own space, its own experience, its own sanctuary. Technology in the Trezor exists to serve emotion, not the other way around. The car's autonomous capabilities bring this philosophy to life. Switch to autonomous mode, and the interior subtly shifts. The steering wheel expands, creating more space. The screens widen, giving a panoramic view of the digital landscape ahead. The seat reclines slightly. The cabin lighting softens. The Trezor adapts to your mood and intention, becoming a moving lounge designed for relaxation and reflection. The precision of its sensors, the awareness of its environment, the intelligence of its algorithms. They ensure every journey feels safe, seamless, and elevated. This is not merely automation, it is companionship. The Trezor's connectivity continues this seamless relationship. It links with devices' profiles, preferences, and data sources to create a personalized ecosystem. The moment a driver enters the car, it recognizes them, adjusting climate, infotainment, seating, lighting, and even driving behavior to match their habits. It syncs navigation with schedules, receives updates from cloud-based systems, analyzes road conditions in real time, and communicates with infrastructure in ways that make driving more intuitive, safer, and more enjoyable. The Trezor isn't simply driven, it collaborates with the driver. And yet, beyond technology, beyond performance, beyond luxury and design, the Trezor embodies something more profound: identity, exclusivity, legacy. It carries the soul of Renault's design evolution, drawing from a lineage of daring concept cars that have defined eras. The Trezor pays homage to Renault's historical spirit of innovation while signaling a transition into a future powered by electricity, emotion, and intelligence. The Trezor is rare not because it is limited in number, but because it is unlimited in imagination. It stands at the apex of conceptual brilliance, serving as a touchstone for future Renault models and influencing the direction of an entire automotive philosophy. This is a car that exists to inspire designers, engineers, dreamers, and drivers alike. A car that exists not to be owned but to be remembered, studied, admired. Its legacy lies in the emotion it evokes, in the spark it ignites the moment someone sees it for the first time, in the silent promise it makes that the future of mobility will be beautiful, sustainable, and intelligent. The Trezor represents a new generation of grand tourers, machines that combine performance with poetry, efficiency with exhilaration, and innovation with soul. To witness the Trezor is to witness a vision of tomorrow made real. To sit inside it is to feel the pulse of a future world, where cars are masterpieces, engineered not simply for transportation but for transformation. To drive it is to become part of its story, one that celebrates courage, craftsmanship, and the boundless possibility of the human spirit. In the end, the Renault Trezor is more than a concept car. It is a message that beauty matters, emotion matters, experience matters. And as technology evolves, these values must remain at the heart of automotive creation. The Trezor is a reminder that the future will not be defined only by efficiency or autonomy or electrification, but by the harmony between innovation and humanity. The Renault Trezor invites the world to dream again, to look at a car and feel something profound, to believe that the future can be bold, emotional, and breathtaking. And in that belief, the Trezor leaves its mark, not just on the road, but on the imagination of everyone who encounters it.